Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Director of Programming for Comic-Con International, Mr. Eddie Ibrahim.
All right, how's everybody doing? You guys ready for a Sunday?
Yeah!
Now, it is amazing to me how long some great shows have lasted. Obviously, we're here for Supernatural, correct? Well, we are very excited to have them to continue to be here in Hall H. We know they're a popular one and a favorite. And you guys are probably pretty anxious. I know you guys kind of did a yell-off thing, so we don't need to got that all out of your systems already. But I know you're anxious. We want to get it started. So at this time, it is my pleasure to introduce the moderator of this panel. Moderator. I'm always used to saying moderator. But it is my pleasure to introduce one of our friends from Warner Brothers Television, Ms. Holly Ollis.
Hi everyone, I'm Holly Ollis from Warner Brothers Television Publicity, and welcome to the last day of Comic-Con 2017, and thank you so much for coming to this year's panel for Supernatural, which I'm very happy to say it will not only be entering its lucky 13th season this fall, but remains the longest running sci-fi genre series in the history of American primetime television. It goes without saying, that's all because of you, the absolutely incredible Supernatural family. At Warner Brothers Television, we love hearing from you on social media, so please post your thoughts, posts, and video of today's panel, and be sure to use the WB SDCC hashtag so we can follow along. Supernatural's 13th season premieres on Thursday, October 12th at 8/7 Central on the CW. In addition, Warner Home Video will also be releasing the complete 12th season on Blu-ray and DVD on September 5th, and it's available on digital HD retailers now. And if you haven't done so already, please stop by the Warner Brothers booth and pick up the Warner Brothers themed TV Guide magazine Comic-Con issue featuring these boys on one of the 4 collector's covers. There's lots of exclusive Supernatural behind-the-scenes photos, interviews, and more inside. Okay, so we're in Hall H right now. As you know, it's the biggest space in Comic-Con. It hosts the biggest panels, the biggest movies, the biggest shows, the biggest stars, you name it. And we know that fans like you camp out here overnight just to get a seat in here to see your favorite. And we definitely don't want to disappoint. So who's ready for something big? I mean, no, not just big. I mean, I would go so far as to say, well, huge. Well, get ready, ladies and gentlemen. You asked for it, you got it.
That was really cheap. Oh,
If you're looking for the first time, or second, or 11th, I'm just saying,
Oh.
ready to see me. Comic-Con.
look at the sign.
Not just Comic-Con. Let me guess, I'll guess get that. I'm guessing not a whole lot. And they usually do what, like superheroes there, right? I mean, we're superheroes. I'm basically, right? And you're, the other one. Superman? Robin. Superman with sidekicks in it. I always thought he was more of like a Wonder Woman. Thank you.
Yes! Woo!
Yeah. These are our biggest fans. They deserve something that will blow them away. Alright. Cornell's rules. You have to pick some music.
Sugar Sesame Cake. Don't you cry no more. Once I rose above the noise and confusion, just to get it moves beyond this illusion. I was soaring ever higher, but I flew too high. Now my eyes could see I still was a blind man. No, my eyes could see I still was a bad man. I'll do the voices when I'm dreaming, and I can hear them say, carry on my wayward son. There'll be peace when you are done. Lay your weary head to rest. Don't you cry no more. That is the reason. My charade is the event of the season. And I'm living a wise man. You're shooting me shadow. Like a ship on the ocean, I set forth to win the fortune. But I hear them say, carry on my wayward son. There'll be peace when you are done. Lay your weary head to rest. Don't you cry no more. Carry on, you will always remember. Carry on, like the leaves on the center. Carry on, my wayward son. There'll be peace when you are done. Lay your weary head to rest. Don't you cry, don't you cry no more.
We're just gonna walk right into it. Guns blazing. You with me? You know it. I think Dad wants us to pick up where he left off. Family business. More and more demons are walking among us. What's the plan here, Zach? Don't die.
I made friends in the line that said that if they get enough.
This is freaking cool.
I need a minute. What a journey, Bobo.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Holy cats.
Ah, Richie.
Unbelievable.
What a road. What a road it's been, Rich.
What a road, Robo. 12 seasons going into old number 13.
When we started on the show,
Yeah.
we were in our knee socks.
And 50.
It was weird. Being 50 in the knee socks.
We're trendsetters, Bob.
That's right.
Trendsetters. For those of you who might be like, I don't know, new to school, in the wrong room, or way in the back and unable to see today, this little blurry dot is Rob Benedict. You know?
And this little fuzzy thing is Richard Spade Jr. He played Gabriel. Most recently, he's director of Supernatural.
Oh, bring out our starting lineup, man. Let's get right into it, shall we?
All right,
Yeah.
so Kansas, those guys can sing.
They can sing.
Well, we've got
There's
our own
6
singer.
chairs.
Please welcome executive producer and showrunner of Supernatural, Mr. Bob Singer. Bob Singer.
There he is. No, Bob. No, we discussed this backstage. Next to him, taking the stage, America's favorite Ackles, Jensen.
Next up, a man whose hair is getting its own spin-off series.
Yes.
Mr. Jared Padalecki.
I can't wait to see a show about crime-fighting hair.
Yeah, it's a great series.
And last but not least, not only is this gentleman the showrunner, but also the inventor of a new dance move, Andrew Dab.
Wow, guys, congratulations on another amazing season. Season 12.
Thanks.
Amazing. Love it.
Yeah. But real quickly, sidebar. How about that opening? How about Kansas? So we had fun moments backstage because these boys obviously wanted to watch the show, so they were trying on masks to see what would hide them. And I can tell you, after surveying all the masks in the room, no masks work. It really doesn't. It's hard to hide the hair and the bow legs. You know what I mean? It tells the story. But seriously, I mean, this is a hell of a year. This has been unbelievable season. So much craziness.
What were your favorite episodes of this season?
12 and 20.
Those are the ones you directed.
Yeah, those are the ones I directed. You got a favorite, Robert?
The other 21.
You're a jerk.
No, seriously, the finale. I thought the finale was amazing.
Yeah.
Finale.
How about that finale?
Congratulations on surviving the finale. You're the only two.
Yeah, we're the only two.
Yeah.
It was a bloodbath.
Yeah. So yeah, it really was. I mean, Rowena's toast.
She's literally toast.
Yeah.
No.
And Crowley sacrificed.
Yeah.
And Mom is locked in another dimension with Lucifer.
Kind of a dream date scenario?
Yeah. And then, I mean, Castiel.
Buddy.
I gotta do this.
Buddy.
I gotta do this. Bobby.
Yes.
Did you really kill Castiel?
No.
You know, we have said over the course of time, and one thing that keeps the show fresh and why we've gone into our 13th season is we say when we write these things that you have to go where the story takes you. And Andrew and myself and the other writers, we thought that perhaps Castiel's time had come. Right? Frankly, and I think the guys will back me up on this, Misha had become a bit of a prima donna. Wanted to be number one on the call sheet.
sorry guys, I guess I was back there, but they never told me to come out, but I heard my name. So I assumed.
This is awkward.
Well, this just got really weird.
You stop on, you want to keep crossing and go off? No, I'm tired, I'll just rest right here.
Well, no, I guess maybe we should just ask him. What's it like to not be on the show anymore? He's excited.
They just had to take the story where it went, but I'm not going away.
He's gonna drop by set, do craft services, that kind of thing?
Yeah.
That's nice.
Let's go stalking in America.
Well, clearly Misha's here and he's going to be back, but he is a prima donna.
I will say, now that Misha's on stage, there are a few people that love you, but there was a really, so for the first time in 13 years, Ackles and I were like, we're not going to wait backstage while Kansas plays. We want to be in the audience. So they snuck us way into the back corner so we could watch while Kansas was playing. And a lovely young lady who was back there, and you know who you are, got up and started dancing, and then she's like, it turns over, and here's Misha, and she's like, hey, will you take my, oh my God! Hey, will you take a full-on circle? I'm a Misha Migo!
Well, she has that experience, but now there's a whole bunch of people in the back corner going, wait a minute. Wait a minute! Jared Simpson and Misha were behind me! Can I kill myself? Baba.
Richie.
So let's talk about something that's actually relevant.
Season 13, after that finale, what's the plan from here? Where do you go from there?
Well, episode 1, Castiel dies.
Yeah.
I'll let Andrew handle that one.
Sure. Well, I think for us, season 12, by the end of season 11, when Mom comes back, season 12, the guys kind of had the happiest situation they could have. Mom's back, all the friends are alive, they saved the world without having to sacrifice each other. And season 12 was...
You really messed that up, didn't you?
Yeah, and then season 13, we're like, well, that was a horrible idea. Like, too much, everybody's nice, and who wants that? So then we just murder, which is really what the show's based on. It's just multiple serial homicides that everyone in this audience is witness to and probably will be indicted for. But that's a long conversation.
You're all colluding.
This is collusion.
There's something great about listening to Andrew talk seriously about the show while in the monitor, teeny tiny little Misha sits next to him at the kids' table.
Can we, talking to the producers here, can we make this happen on set? Can we have no more big...
I didn't know he was allowed to sit. Contractually speaking.
But so this one of the big characters we saw at the end of the season, we saw Lucifer. He got himself a little boy, has a son, Jack. Now this, we see this character very briefly, curled up naked in the corner, which is actually ironically how Rob started on the show.
That was just in my trailer before being called to set. And I was crying.
Okay, weird. But Jack is half Lucifer, half mortal, so there's a lot of moral ambiguity in play here. Andrew, you want to talk about that? I mean, how's this character going to play into the season, and how do you think it will develop over time?
Yeah, well, I mean, as you mentioned, Rich, most of how we see the character is naked. And I think it's an important element to add, Dynasty's coming on, we have to compete. That's just the way I look at it.
And if you were to die at the end of season 12, like somebody on this stage, would you come back naked?
I don't know that we can afford the blur effect.
You mean because
Well, I know what you mean, because you'd have not just one blur, you'd have to have 3 blurs.
Yeah. The third nipple.
Yeah, so, yeah. I think it's great to have this conversation because we all know Jared's been very honest on his Twitter feed. And I think this is a healthy forum to discuss this.
I thought that was so brave.
So brave. So accurate. So brave.
I will say that after, and I had several friends and family members call me to say like, dude, you twittering some stuff? So, to tell you from my end of the story, we're in Chicago a week ago, and I go to bed about 11 o'clock, and I get some sleep, and I wake up at 4 o'clock to like go to the bathroom or something, and I have all these like, your Twitter was favorited, your Twitter was liked, your Twitter was favorited, your Twitter was like, my Twitter, like did I tweet something? And then I have
Your tweet is really gaining traction.
Yeah, your tweet is gaining traction, make a comment. And I was like, and so then I have one text message, not from Jensen, not from Misha, not from Bob or Andrew or Richard or Rob. It's from Matt Coleman. Matt, is he okay? Because he's not the type to text me at like 2 in the morning. So I open it up and it just says, dude, Twitter. So I open my Twitter.
I didn't realize he's fluent in hackles.
Twitter. It may have been Twitter, dude. Or dude, but those 2 words, I don't remember the order. And so then I open my Twitter, and I'm like, that's the last time I hand my phone over to Misha Collins.
In fairness, I think it was 2 years ago at Comic-Con that I posted. You were like, you grabbed my phone when we were signing, and apparently I posted on Twitter, I hate fans. Which is a great thing to post at Comic-Con. And for the rest of the signing, everybody was coming up like, ugh.
That's right. I remember when panic set in, because we do a signing after this, and we're signing and you pass and you sign and you pass. And then Misha, upon realizing that, so he had just put his phone on the table and it was on, and I was like, put it back. Upon I think like you got a bunch of phone calls or something. He was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Kind of like excuse himself.
Yeah, you've done that to almost all of us, and that's why we were high-fiving when we saw that tweet. Like, yes. Someone finally got him.
Yeah, that's why you didn't get a lot of warning phone calls from friends.
But bringing it back, so Jensen, how will Dean and Sam react to this Jack character?
Differently.
Dude. Cool. I told you they were going to make this hard. I begged you not to ask them questions.
Go to your notes. Go to your notes.
There's been a lot of build-up for this. The whole season's been dealing with
There
Cullen
is.
Klein and
It's obviously the mom being gone and Cass and all of this kind of turmoil that the brothers find themselves in. Now they have this person, this thing, this entity, and in Dean's mind, just simply has to go. But because technically it's half human, the ever optimistic Sam Winchester thinks, what's it?
Half female?
Half human.
Half human. Is it weird? I'm in a weird echo spot, so I'm catching
the vortex. So they're
half female.
We have 2 different ideas of how to handle the situation.
By the way,
Does Jared know we're doing a panel?
Say it again.
Do you
Somebody
know
wake
we're
up
doing a
at
panel
like
for Comic-Con right now? Okay. Anyway,
but
I
yeah,
tried.
But yeah, but that character could go either way. It could be evil, could be.
Have Sam and Dean encountered somebody with these sort of characteristics before? Sort of the half Lucifer, half human. Have they wrestled this moral dilemma previously?
To this degree, it's kind of difficult, right? I'm trying to think of the last time.
Well, no, this is the spawn of the devil, so.
Right. Yeah.
which I don't know why anyone would want to see how that works out. You know what? Let's see how this plays out. What could possibly go wrong? Dean's a little more practical. I have an idea. Let's shoot it in the face.
Sam's a bit like, that might just piss it off.
Well, at least we'll know.
I think Sam, kudos to Bob and Andrew and the rest of our writers. It's a neat, we've danced around this a couple times, but not to this degree, the whole nature versus nurture argument. And so it is, Jack certainly is half Lucifer, but he's also half Kelly Klein, right? Kelly Klein was a good person, and so Sam, ever the optimist, is trying to figure out what to do, and Dean, being Dean, shoot first, ask questions later.
Some things never change.
And Andrew, is that a journey that Jack himself will go on in his sort of development and trying to figure out which side he's on?
Yeah, I mean, I think in terms of the character, obviously, as Jared talked about, they've got strong opinions. I think from Jared's point of view, especially from Sam's point of view, Sam was a character who was, as we remember from way, way back, destined to do very bad things. And and still may. A lot of years left. Or not. I don't really know. But the idea that I think Sam can kind of put himself in those shoes a little bit better, and then for Jack himself, he's someone who I think is struggling with that and will continue to struggle with that in our version of Hell's My Two Dads.
And then Misha, so you've been doing a lot of gardening, or?
Yeah, so you can you can't plant tomatoes until July, so that's what I'm getting into now.
Cool.
That's great. Anywho,
Thanks, buddy. And so mom is trapped in this other dimension, this other world.
right.
And so much, Robbie, this season. So much of the season, there was the Mary character, wonderfully played by Samantha Smith. You guys had a service that story really well, and the way Sam reacted to Mary, and the way Dean was reacting to Mary, and how you guys were coping with her return, dealing with the British men and letters. Now that she's had this experience and is now, made this move to try to do the right thing, and now finds herself on the other side of this wall, in this hole. How do Sam and Dean differ in their approach to how to handle that situation?
Dean thinks she's gone, that she went through the rift. It's a rift, Rich, not a hole. Oh.
I was just making sure you read the notes.
Okay. She went through the rift, the hole, with Lucifer, and the whole rift closed. And Dean is pretty sure that that's curtains for Mom, and while he's bereft over that, he's ready to accept that. Sam thinks, no, she went through alive. We've been on the other side of this rift. He's holding on to the fact that she could still be alive, and it's a bit of it's a problem between the guys, because Sam's mission in the beginning part of season 13 is, let's find Mom, and Dean's idea is, we have bigger fish to fry, Mom's dead, you're just going to have to come to that realization. Spoiler alert, Mom is not dead.
I told you.
Me.
Dean's kind of a Debbie Downer at the beginning of the season. Deanie Downer.
Deanie Downer. Oh.
Let's kill Jack. Mom is dead. Everybody's dead. Yeah, good. I know Mom wasn't good. I like that.
Read the scripts.
He hasn't read a script since season 7.
That's what we're on, right? Is season 7?
And so, in the Mary storyline, by the way, Mary, who is with Lucifer, on the other side of the rift, she's got her own journey. She's got her own challenges to face now. And Andrew, how do we see that playing out for her?
Yeah, I mean, I think in terms of Mary, obviously, she came back with a very, at first very kind of spun out. She didn't ask to come back. She was brought back. She was sent back. It took her a while to find her footing, I think, with the world at large and more specifically with her sons. And by the end of the season, I think everyone was in a very good place. She's been lost. You know, over on the other side, here she's got someone who, as far as Mary's concerned, she made this sacrifice knowingly. She went through that rift knowingly. Like, I don't know that she is necessarily, you know, that's something she's kind of, I think, comes to terms with. That doesn't mean she's not active. That doesn't mean she doesn't want to make this world a better place, because the world she's gone into is far worse than the world in which our guys live day to day. And then I also think, you know, one of the interesting things about Jack is that, as we know, the only person that's ever opened a rift to this world is Jack. So if Jack is the key to getting back, one, how do you convince him to do that? Can you convince him to do that? And do you want him to do that? Because you're just opening a hole to an world which has been ravaged by the apocalypse. You know, you hope that door is one way, but maybe it's not. And so I think those are all things everyone's kind of struggling with.
Yeah, and I think you brought up a good point that she did it knowingly. So Mary sacrificed herself for the good of the Winchesters. Crowley sacrificed himself for the good of the Winchesters. Did anybody else die in the finale?
Not that I'm aware of.
Did not sacrifice themselves for somebody else's good?
Not that I'm aware of. I'm willing to read recaps, Twitter, if you want to let me know. But no, I mean, a big part of the final episode was you had all these people, and really a lot of part of the season, you had a lot of people who came together. It was really about how Sam and Dean impacts each other, but also other people. So you saw how they impacted other hunters. You saw how they impacted, you know, Crowley and Rowena and Castiel. And so a lot of you know, what ended up being our last two episodes, a lot of people, Jody Mills, a lot of people stepping up and essentially, you know, helping the Winchesters in the way the Winchesters helped so many people. And that was really important to us, is to build a sense of community, and then because it's supernatural, you tear it all down. But, you know, over the course of the season, that was really what it was about.
And then speaking of this apocalyptical?
I think that's a piece of exercise equipment.
I spent 20 minutes on the apocalyptical this morning. Speaking of this apocalyptical world, what happened was, so we saw Bobby, who, and what this other world seems to do is it's another alternate reality. So it's Bobby, but it's Bobby living a different life. He doesn't know the boys.
Right.
So is this world, could that open up for other characters to reappear the same way?
Specific.
I mean,
well,
it's
like,
not like...
This sounds more like a pitch than a question.
Well, I'm just curious, does God, like, where does God, am I coming back, Bob?
You are God of the universe, but it's a really big universe. You know, it's possible. You know, it depends how you do here today. Oh, crap. Gabriel? Yeah, I don't think so. Come on!
What is that? We'll do our own spin-off, Rich.
Sorry, Bob.
So that world could open up to bring some other characters back.
It definitely could, yes. By the way, because we left the tease, Rich, and we don't know if Gabriel, I mean, we love that character. But I think for first and second time directing, Richard Spade's direction on this show has been just fantastic. And we're just so...
Can you tease any characters that will be back, or no? We're not doing that yet.
By the way, by tease, he means give them a hard time.
Poke at people. I know. I think we've got some cool characters coming back, both in our world and in the Apocalypse world. So that's the fun of it. Is, you know, we've got some people coming back, like, you know, Missouri Mosley's going to come back for us for the first time in a long time. You know, obviously, Jody will be back for us, and stuff like that. And then in Apocalypse world, without getting into spoilers, some people who have been long dead on our show are less dead in Apocalypse world, and much different characters.
That's a goodness. It's more eager. It's promising. So my phone number hasn't changed. Shift, FYI.
Shifty. You know, we're talking about a show that's been on since half this room wasn't born. We were going 13 years into a show. And the thing I think that makes Supernatural special in the world of television, for not just us who are involved in it, but also for you folks who watch it, is that it continues to reinvent itself. It continues to be interesting, tell fun stories, tell engaging stories that are emotional and connect with the audience. And that's all, if I may say, driven by the fabulous performances of you two gentlemen who continue to do outstanding work. Misha came along and slowed it down for a while, but now he's gone. And we can get back to the business of making quality TV. So for your journey,
This joke is not funny anymore.
this is the best day of my life. But if we can be reflective for a moment about, and Bob, you've been with the show since the beginning as well. So the question's for all three of you. Season 1 to now, how has your experience been, and how has your relationship with both the show and in your case, Jensen and Jared, your characters, how has it evolved over this long period of time?
Well, that's an easy question. How was the last 13 years of your life?
Craig, thanks for asking.
Yeah.
Thank you, good night.
Thank you, good night. That it is hard to speak quickly about the experience that we've had. Obviously, it's the longest job I've ever held, and I guess one of my favorite things, one of many things that I love about doing this job is that we're never doing the same thing twice. Every day is a new experience. We're telling different stories. There's new characters to introduce and old characters to finally get rid of. And
it's that kind of crappy acting that got you fired.
Look, it's been wonderful. The experience has been great. We've had our ups and downs. We've had great seasons. We've had maybe not so great seasons. It's an ebb and flow, but I think through it all, it has been wonderful, and I'm very proud to be a part of something that's lasted this long.
I agree with everything you just said. I think for me also, it was kind of specifically, and it's difficult for me to identify the chicken and the egg. Not that I would even know which came first anyway.
Well, one is a bird. One is the other doesn't really move.
That's right. Got it. That's what it is.
Glad to help.
No, it's but Jared was a lot. Jared and Sam were sort of similar season 1 in that I was like, man, this is hard work. Like this is difficult to be up in Vancouver. I had no friends. I was living in a hotel room. We didn't know if we had a job for more than 2 months because we hadn't been picked up for a season. We hadn't even really aired yet, so we didn't have this family, which is badass, that we have now. And there was nothing, Twitter didn't exist. I don't mean maybe it existed, but it wasn't like, oh, well, I'm getting support from my friends that aren't here.
iPhones didn't exist.
iPhones, that's right, came out like season 1, right? I know, Jesus. Lucky bad. So it gradually, as the show has gone on, both Sam and Jared have realized that this is life. And life is pretty great. It can have its ebbs and flows, to borrow what he was talking about. It's ups and downs, it's good days and it's bad days, but it's wonderful. And to look out here after 13 years and see how many thousand people jumping around and dancing, and Kansas is here. I met my wife on the show. We have 3 kids. She's somewhere out there. But it's changed a lot.
Can I add one thing, even though I wasn't there at the beginning? We were talking on, I know I'm new and now I'm gone, but we were talking about this on Friday. Someone asked us about a question about sort of the eventual demise of the characters in the end of the show. And Jensen started talking about a vision that he had had, a dream that he had had about the demise, about the end of the show, and about Sam dying. And the amazing thing about it was when he was describing this dream, the three of us kind of got choked up because we all know these characters so well, they're so a part of us that we have actually sort of taken them into our own emotional family, if that makes any sense. They feel real to us. And so in the thought of Jensen as Dean losing Sam is actually like heartbreaking, which is kind of amazing. And that could only possibly happen, I think, with a show that's been running for this long.
Good. Bob Singer, you know, one of the great consistent through lines through the whole show has been the voice and talents of Bob Singer. He's been writing stories, directing episodes since the show started. For you, you worked with Eric Kripke, then you shepherded in Sarah Gamble, Jeremy Carver, and now Andrew Dabb as showrunners, and you have been consistently there guiding the show. How has your experience evolved over time, and has that been, because you've done it seamlessly from the outside, is it challenging to be sure that those voices stay consistent while also bringing in their own flavors to the show?
Well, I think like all of us, we didn't expect it to go on this long. My hair was dark when we started, and it's not anymore. Working with Eric was a real gift to me, and we hit it off right from the beginning and had a wonderful working relationship. Eric had his 5-year plan and left after 5 years, and I was not sure whether I wanted to stay. The next 2 years were a little difficult for me. Again, not sure I wanted to stay. Then Jeremy came in. Jeremy and I co-wrote his first script on Supernatural, and then he went off to do something else, and we brought him back. But throughout it all, it's always been this ability to keep the show fresh, that if we felt like we were doing something, retreading something, no one involved in the show had any interest in doing that. Andrew, what year did you come with us, Andrew?
Season 4.
Season 4. So when Jeremy left, a rookie, a newcomer. When Jeremy left and Andrew inherited the mantle, I must say that I thought last year and so far this year is one of the most fun years I've had doing the show. Working with Andrew is a real gift, and so I'm still enthused about the show. If I wasn't, I wouldn't do it anymore. But yeah, so it's been a great ride, one unexpected, but great. Yeah.
That was what was remarkable when I went back at the end of season 11. You go up a couple times a year to direct. The enthusiasm is all still there. The writing is still 100%. And these two, you guys are doing work that I'm like, wow, season 11, 12, 13 of a show, you think people are phoning it in. You're absolutely not phoning it in. That's why it's consistently great.
Let me just tell one story that I think really crystallizes the relationship that everyone has in this show. I was directing an episode, I can't remember which one. We were going to do a scene with Jared and Jensen. About 30 minutes before we were supposed to shoot the scene, they come to me and they say, I think we should switch parts. Yeah. I think what's written for Dean is actually should be Sam and vice versa. And I said, really guys, now you come to me with this?
I think we had already blocked the scene and they were lighting it. And we went to Sam, we're like, hey, I think I should take all of Dean's lines and Jensen should take all of Sam's lines. Changing Dean and
because we were rehearsing it, we were running it, and we were kind of tripping over the dialogue a bit, and we were just like, what, something's not right. And it was you were like, let's try something. And we've never ever done this and haven't done it since, but he was like, you read all of Sam's lines as Dean, and I'll take all of Dean's lines, read them as Sam. Okay, so we tried it, and it just worked. And we're like, the light bulb went off, and we went over to Bob and said, Bob, hey, what do you think?
One of our producer writers to tell him like, hey,
we're going to completely change the entire scene and flip the dialogue. And of course, he probably thought it was a joke.
Well, no, you had a serious look, but I was just
we're actors, Bob. We're actors.
So we went off into a corner, and they did it, and I heard it. And I said, yeah, that's right. You guys are absolutely right. We had to reblock a little bit, nothing terrible. But the idea, I think, that they're always in the moment like this and thinking about what they do, and also that I think they feel comfortable enough with the producing staff to come up and sort of want to make this honest change, and that we are comfortable enough with the actors to know that this is not about ego or anything else. This is just about making the show better. And the relationship that I think we all have is really special. And getting back to why I'm still here, I think is because these relationships are really dear to me, and I just appreciate every day that I can work on the show.
That's fantastic.
Again, I couldn't have said it better. I think it's we obviously, and I think y'all in the audience know this, as much as we tease the short one at the end, we all truly enjoy each other as people. It's not fake, like, hey, let's go pretend to have a bite to eat so someone takes a picture and it looks like we're friends. We have legitimate friendship aside from working together, but that doesn't always translate onto the page or onto the screen or into the work environment. But I feel like, especially 13 years in, we have a lot of trust with each other. Like, if I feel like I remember a scene in Croatoan, season 2 or 1, and we were doing a scene where Sam had been infected and thought he was going to die, and for whatever reason, it hit Jared too hard, and I was like crying, way too far. It wasn't
embarrassing, really.
It's not, but they weren't Sam's tears, and so Bob, I didn't realize at the time. I was like, man, I really broke down. Like, this is going to be a cool scene, because like I was legitimately just crying my eyes out, and Bob came up and just kind of like, I think he's like, hey everybody, take 5 minutes, because it stayed with me, and he kind of came in. He's like, hey, that was a great take. I want you to take a minute and just do it again and just dial it back a little bit, No, but it wasn't like it. It was gentle and kind and honest as a director to go to an actor who just broke down and went like, that you clearly went somewhere, and it was touching, but that wasn't Sam. And he was absolutely right. And I was like, got it. And I think that's kind of when I was like, maybe you don't remember, maybe you remember it, but yeah, it was, I trusted him, just like he said there's trust here. Aside from our personal friendship, there's a lot of I trust that they care about the show and the characters. They know that Jensen and I care about Dean and Sam, so.
The show has become, the show's about family, but the show is a family. It's clear when you see it from the outside, when you visit as an actor, when you visit as a director, from the whole crew, from you guys all the way down the list, and in LA, it's a family. And it's a impressive thing to witness, it truly is. And the other member of the family, by the way, the fans. So now let's take some, Bobby,
let's open it up.
Let's take questions from the fans. All right, let's do it.
Hello, first I wanted to say, love the show. My question isn't really a question. My daughter has social anxiety, which is why I'm speaking for her. But we just wanted to say thanks both to Jared, well actually all you guys, for all the different, what's the word? Charities and different, causes, thank you. Organizations that you guys have set up for people like me who can't talk, or, her with her social anxiety. But I can see it from her, or through her, how she's grown just from the support that you give, even not knowing her personally. And then one side note, Misha, thank you for the donuts this morning. They were
Jensen's so smiley.
What's your daughter's name?
Kaylee.
Kaylee, nice to meet you. That's very, very brave of you to stand up in front of thousands of people. Very proud of
But let's be honest, it's embarrassing to see Misha suck up that hard to the fan base. That's not going to change the outcome.
Each donut had, did you look at the wrapper? It said, please, if you take this donut, please tweet to Andrew Dack to bring me back. It was actually a binding contract. If you take this donut, you have to send him hate mail until I come back.
I don't know, did you notice the billboard coming into town? Save Castiel.
Thanks, man.
All right.
my name's Emily. I'm a huge fan. I had a question about what was your favorite props, Jensen, Misha, and Jared, like throughout the show. And yeah, I really love you guys.
Have you got any favorite props throughout
Favorite prop? Baby is not a prop.
Yeah, get it right.
No, baby is a part of me. We get to play and use so many tools, weapons. I will say that one of the weapons that we play around with quite often, the Angel Blade, is one of my favorites because of the weight of it. And I just constantly am spinning it in my hand, and it kind of reminds me, it's, the little, what are they called? Fidget spinners. It's the original one.
OG fidget spinners.
I'm making hand
My
motions.
favorite prop is Dean.
And that's why he's no longer with us.
I think the hair.
He does have he has the best toupee in the business. It truly is.
I'm gonna say the Demon Blade, Ruby's Demon Blade, not for obvious reasons. But there's another thing that I don't know if y'all know this. Some of y'all have maybe seen prop Demon Blade, which is kind of ironic, or maybe like saying Nile River or something. Or Sahara Desert. Sorry. So some of y'all have seen the replica Demon Blades, the Ruby's knife. It was actually put together incorrectly when it first got on camera. The handle is improperly, it's upside, like the handle should be the backwards way compared to where the serration is and the blade is. And for some reason, I found that out early on, and it always occurs to me whenever I hold it, because when you hold it, not like there's scenes where I have to pull it out of my back pocket or something, and you put it in a certain way, expecting the handle to fit ergonomically a certain way, and you pull it out, and the blade is facing me, and I'm like, I'm gonna do that again. And then pull it out, and it's ready. But I really dig the Demon Blade. Thank you. Fantastic.
Hi guys, my name's Amanda, and I saw that you were playing video games yesterday during press, and I was just wondering, who won?
We didn't finish. They pulled us away before we could finish. It was the new Mario Kart, and I was winning. Which is why I immediately left. You always leave in the lead.
Yeah, don't leave on a miss. He was winning. None of us have played it yet, and I think, in fairness, I took over Misha's controller when Jensen was winning, so I blame Misha for most everything, but specifically for yesterday.
Hashtag blame Misha.
You?
Hi, my name is Bibiana, and I wanted to ask, in the episode Yellow Fever, people die from their fears. So I was wondering, what would you die of, basically?
What fears do we have that we would die from? I don't have fear. I'm just kidding.
I guess for me it would be just being...
That went heart disease.
I mean, statistically speaking,
Liver failure.
most likely. For me, I think it would be just being, it's like a classic sort of fear, but it would be being up on stage with in front of a large number of people with my friends making fun of me.
In a little boy chair.
In a tiny, tiny chair.
I don't know,
what fear would you die of?
so fired. Like,
by the way, that's all for today, guys. Thanks. Walk right into that.
So fear, where'd you land on that? Like, where are you in the fear bit?
I don't know. I would say this, about 13 years ago, this probably would have killed me. This is not, I mean, we're up here talking and having a good time and making jokes, but it's daunting. I mean, there are a lot of people in this audience, and to get up and try to speak eloquently and not trip over your words or just not trip can be pretty frightening. So I've been able to face that and kind of get over it. Now I'm here and there isn't much fear, but years ago that certainly would have been one for me.
How about Daddy, I think I'm in love. JJ, first date, daughter's first date.
Yes. Boys in my daughter's life.
Yeah.
Fear number one.
I get that.
What is it? The guns don't kill people. Dads with pretty little girls kill people.
All right.
Yes, ma'am.
You.
Hi. I'm going to be the last question, so I hope it's good. My name is Megan. This is Jensen. Baby.
Yes.
And so
Is baby gonna be named Baby? Please name Baby.
possibly
How old is Jensen?
a year and a half.
Nice. Well, Bud, that name served me well. I hope it serves you well. What's his middle name?
Michael.
Michael.
Angel, but
Of course.
I have to ask you yelling at me.
Okay, sorry. Question.
Which character do you feel would make the most interesting spin-off?
No, sir.
We very much feel that we have some really, really strong female characters in the show. Jody Mills, Donna Hanscom, Alex Jones, and we feel they would make an extremely exciting addition to the Supernatural universe.
There we go. Gentlemen, here we are.
Here we are.
The end of yet another panel. San Diego Comic-Con.
Somebody literally goes, what?
It ends?
Certainly shocked.
I know.
So, any parting words for the people gathered here today?
We're not going
Yes. Thank y'all. So much. And I think we've kind of touched on it before, but we exist like this because y'all exist like that. So this is 50-50 here. We're the ones on stage, but this is as much y'all as it is us. So thank y'all for giving us the chance to play these characters and tell this story.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Thank you guys, everybody.
say hello and goodbye to Andrew Dowd, Bob Singer, Mr. Cowan, Jared Padalecki, and Mr. Jason Apple.
Thanks, guys.
There you go, San Diego.
Where are you guys going? It's still a gag reel.
Are they showing it?
Yeah. Where's the gag reel?
Ladies and gentlemen, let's make some noise from the cast and creative team of WTV's Supernatural.
Where's the gag reel?
Damn.
People are leaving. There's no gag reel.
There's no gag.
No?
What the hell?
What happened?
I think